Afternoon, you lovely people. Right, I'm going to put this video out. Whether anybody watches it, whether anybody likes it, I don't know. I've just been talking to one of my neighbours. She's a northern lass. And yes, she is a member of the Rainbow Brigade with her partner. But they're nice people. Well, they seem to be nice people. She's an ex-copper. Done 30 years as a copper. Retired now. And we got talking. Because I've actually just moved in, the new neighbours. And I said to them, knowing they were two lesbians, I was thinking, oh dear, I've got an England flag hanging up in my garden. She said, nice one. I said, nothing to do with England football. I'm not a football fan. I'm just an Englishman and I'm proud to be English and that's why I've got... She said, no. She said, you know what, darling? She said, that's fine with me. She said, after what's going on in this country, she said, we won't have much of a country left. This is coming from an ex-copper. She said, we need to stand up for our country. I was like, bloody hell. Automatically you think lesbian, you think far left, don't you? No, not at all. I said, yeah, I said, to her, so you used to be the copper then? She went, oh yeah. I said, cool, I want to be a copper nowadays. I said, can you imagine what it's like having to go to someone's house and nick them for putting something on the internet? Something on Facebook or something on X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it. And arresting them because they've got an opinion that someone might or someone's got offended over. I said, it's ridiculous. I said, since when has this country become a communist country? I thought we had the right to free speech. And I said, it must be horrible to be a copper because you want to do the right thing and then you're getting told that you've got to go and arrest someone because they put some hurty words on the internet. And she went, well, she said, I'll be honest with you, she said, I'm out of it now. She said, and I'm bloody glad I have. She said, because I wouldn't want to have to do that. I said, well, I thought part of being a grown-up, part of being an adult, is you're gonna say things that upset people, and people are gonna say things that upset you, and that's all part of being a human being, isn't it? Dealing with people that have a difference of opinion than you do. And she said, yeah. And she said, I thought we was a country that valued free speech. She said, but having to do this, she said, that's not what I signed up for as a police officer. And she said, and I'm glad I don't do the job anymore. She said, I retired years ago. And she said, and I'm bloody glad I did. She said, because now it must be hell being a copper. I said, well, they're caught in the middle, aren't they? They're caught between the people that are making the decisions and the people that are living with those decisions being made. So they're caught up in the middle of it and they've got a job to do. And she said, yeah. And she said, and I think most of them that are doing that job as a police officer right now don't want to be going around and nicking people for silly things like what they've put on Facebook or Twitter or X or whatever. And I said, no, they don't. But she said, they've got a job to do. And if they don't do it, I went, yeah. Now, I'm not saying, oh, let's feel sorry for the police or feel sorry for anybody else. But when you've got an ex-copper that done 30 years service saying things like that, makes you wonder. I never thought I'd see it in my lifetime as a British citizen. People getting arrested and put in prison for stuff they put out on Facebook or Twitter or stuff. I never thought I'd see that. I mean, you can understand it happening in somewhere like China, or when I was a lad back in the 80s, somewhere like East Germany. But happening in this country? Oh well. It is what it is. Anyway, I'll put this out on YouTube. I dare say someone's watching it. I might get a knock at the door later. Be good if I don't, because I've got a night shift to do at a care home. But I'll be home about 9:30 tomorrow morning, so if you want to come round and lift me then, you can. Or you could go out and do what most police officers are supposed to do, go and arrest someone that has caused an offence and has caused a crime, not just someone who's put a silly little video like this on YouTube. Anyway, I'll leave it there.